Today we're going to go over secure networks and what we need to do as cybersecurity professionals to secure our organization's network and what to watch out for as well. So there are many different network design components that are important to utilize each part for a complete overall protection of your network. The firewall is the first line of defense. It's used to protect the network from external threats. The IDS, or intrusion detection system, is used to monitor traffic and detect attacks, and it can also help in preventing them. The VPN is used to encrypt the traffic along the network and allow a secure connection between the network and the outside world. This is great for an organization that has many different users, especially virtual users. The antivirus software is used to protect the network from malware. And lastly, a password manager used to store and manage passwords. There are many different security issues when it comes to network security. Examples of protocols for network security vary greatly. They come in the form of routing protocols, mail transfer protocols, and many others. Network security protocols are used to create the restrictions and procedures within your network and things that can connect to the network to ensure overall protection. So in this report, we did a GVM scan. The screenshots are in our other assignment. So the GVM scan that I did found that the system is vulnerable to a number of different attacks, including SQL injection, cross-site scripting, even remote code execution. So there are many different types of attacks. An attacker can inject malware into a website using a technique known as cross-site scripting. This can be used to steal user data, redirect to malicious websites, and even perform other malicious acts. SQL injections, they're another type of network attack that can occur and threaten the network. And lastly, exploitations could occur in many forms. DDoS attacks are very possible. Utilizing your IPS can help monitor for this type of traffic and prevent against it. So networks become more advanced and complex. The potential for security breaches increases exponentially. Networks tend to have many interconnected devices and systems, which increases the opportunities for malicious threat actors. In order to prevent these attacks, cybersecurity professionals should remain vigilant. You want to be prepared prior to an attack coming, as opposed to waiting for it to occur and then reacting. Constant monitoring is also very important. You want to ensure that you're watching the network for the threat of an attack, and if you see any suspicious behavior, be prepared to act before it's successful. Threats are going to happen. It's important that we learn from them to be able to increase network security and change our protocols for future attacks. So, to protect our networks as well as data, organizations should develop comprehensive security systems that address particular threats of emerging network technologies. Interconnectivity is, as networks become to grow in size and become more complex, the potential for security breaches increases exponentially. Advanced networks and protocols often rely on a large number of interconnected devices and systems, which can provide opportunities for malicious actors and exploit vulnerabilities. Each device can become an entry point to the network. This is more common now with the more virtual workers that companies have. Cloud-based services and applications is another issue that has become more popular. With the increase again in technology, many companies are switching to cloud-based services. It's less physical components that they have to deal with. However, if it's not stored properly, there can be less protection. And lastly, a lack of standardization among the different network technologies can make it difficult to deploy and manage security solutions if your devices aren't running the same operating systems, the same general protocols. A one-size-fits-all standardization solution may not work in your case, and that can cause your network to become more vulnerable. So due to the constantly evolving nature of network technologies, it can be really difficult for organizations to keep up with the latest threats. And as new threats emerge, it can make the organizations be unprepared and vulnerable to an attack. So the main question, how do we prevent the risk? So to address the risks, there's several things organizations can do to implement comprehensive security solutions, including things like firewalls, IDS and IPS, data encryption, and access control. Firewalls can help prevent the unauthorized access of the networks and the systems. Choosing the right firewall for our organization is important because it ensures the overall protection that we need. IDS and IPS are both key parts of preventing risk. However, ensuring to utilize both is important and not just one or the other. The IDS can help to alert to a program, while the IPS is able to take action to prevent against it. Data encryption is important so that if there's a breach on the network, the individual doesn't have immediate access to the data with it being encrypted. Unencrypting the data can take a long time, and with constant monitoring of your network, could be stopped before severe damage is done. Access control is another key role in data protection. Individuals should only have access to data or information that they need to be able to complete their job duties. If they don't have access, they won't be able to cause a breach. And lastly, knowledge is power. One of the main keys to ensure you're preventing risk is to ensure that your employees are knowledgeable. To continue to keep your employees trained is important to ensure that they know how to detect a risk when it occurs. Too many cases of vulnerabilities occur from malicious attacks that were due to an employee not having all of the information they needed. So stay knowledgeable, and thank you and have a great day.